So why is it that, let's say Ibn al-Qayyim, but also a lot of scholars of Islam, why do they mention a hadith that are weak, right? And there are many reasons why that's the case. And it varies from one person to the other based on how grounded they are in the discipline of hadith study. Some are really good scholars in it and they know, and some are not so, right? So some, they simply do not know that this hadith is weak. So they just mention it. And that's kind of prevalent among some scholars. They just pick a hadith from here or pick a hadith from there, rely on somebody else, so they just mention it and they don't know that it's a weak hadith. So that's the first possibility. The other possibility is that they mention it because it supports a bigger theme. The theme is authentic, right? So as you see here, right, the theme that he's trying to establish, rahimahullah, is that it's fine to love. And then he brings these things. And he says, you have this story, and you have that story, and this is reported about that prophet, and this is reported about that prophet, because the entire theme is not very problematic. Entire theme is acceptable. So even what he said about the Prophet ﷺ, even though it is weak, and he's going to come back to it and discuss that further, even though it's weak, it doesn't blemish the Prophet ﷺ. But then when you think about it, it's safer and better to say what is more authentic rather than the weak one. But in support of a greater theme, some people could actually employ the weak ahadith. There could be some benefit in it, right? Some don't believe it's weak. They will argue that, no, it's strong, and this is the reason why it's strong. And then other scholars would dispute and say, no, it is authentic. And maybe that hadith was in dispute or more in dispute at that particular time. As you transitioned or discovered more and learned more, discovered, no, it's probably more weak than it is authentic. So it was a point of argument or contention then, but it's less so today, right? So there are a lot of reasons why you would deposit a hadith that is weak, either lack of knowledge, or it helps in one way or another, or you don't simply believe that it is weak. You believe that it's authentic or it is sound, some strength in it. Wallah. Does that answer kind of question?